This week in the United States, the name Laken Riley has been the name on everyone's lips. Laken Riley is the 22-year-old Augusta University nursing student who was killed while jogging in daylight at the University of Georgia in February 2022. The man who is accused of murdering her, Jose Ibarra, is a Venezuelan illegal immigrant who this week was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. This clip has gone viral of Laken Riley's mother giving her victim impact statement in the courtroom.
He ripped away every beautiful memory we will ever be able to make with her again. This horrific individual robbed us all of our hopes and dreams for Laken. Your Honor, I'm asking you to please give Jose Ibarra the same thing he gave us when he made the choice to take Laken's life and destroy ours. He showed no mercy on Laken when she was begging for her life. There's no end to the pain and suffering that he inflicted on our family and our friends. I'm asking you to please give this monster life without any chance of parole so that he never gets the chance to hurt anyone else ever again.
The death has sparked outrage in America over how this undocumented, now convicted murderer with links to a Venezuelan gang was allowed to seep into the country, further putting pressure on the Biden administration's many failed border policies. Further outrage came when it was revealed that Mr. Ibarra flew from New York City to Georgia on a taxpayer-funded plane ticket as part of the scheme to help move migrants out of New York City. Laken Riley's death was politicised and used as an example for the Republican Party to urge voters that they will take illegal immigration seriously if elected. President-elect Donald Trump responded to the news this week that Laken's killer has been sentenced. He wrote on Truth Social, "Justice for Laken Riley. We love you, Laken, and our hearts will always be with you. It is time to secure our border and remove these criminals and thugs from our country so nothing like this happens again." Donald Trump's new border czar, Tom Homan, who by January 20 next year will be in charge of enforcing border control protection, has slammed the Biden administration.
So this is purely, it could have been prevented. This young lady's dead, and I want every mayor, every governor of a sanctuary jurisdiction to listen to that tape, listen to this young girl fight for her life, fight for her breath, trying to survive, terrified. Think of I want you to understand what she went through. Like the 9-year-old boy, the 5-year-old boy in the back of the tractor trailer that I held, I found him dead, that baked to death. I thought about what the last hour of his life was like. You need to listen to this tape. And for those governors and mayors that are saying they're going to stop Tom Homan, they're going to stop President Trump, shame on you. Your responsibility is to protect your communities, and that's what we want to do, is protect your community.
Welcome to Mad World, our weekly Culture Wars US wrap-up. Let's get into it. Well, it was a big week for Joe Biden, who has been busy at the G20 summit in Brazil. But unfortunately, he and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau were too busy yapping that they both missed the group photo of leaders. Joe Biden was roasted online after addressing the media in the Amazon and then walking off into the rainforest. But of course, even with his term nearly reaching the finish line, Joe Biden, who turned 82 years old this week, stuck to his usual proceedings of ignoring reporters, even after making such a bold administrative decision this week as to allow Ukraine to use its long-range missiles to fire into Russia.
For your birthday, will you talk to us, sir? As a gift to the press, will you please talk to us? Mr. President, President Biden! Please, we haven't heard from you all trip! Mr. President!
Pollster Nate Silver tweeted about this when referencing an article from the Washington Post that wrote, President Biden was in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, unprotected from mosquitoes, fire ants and loud squawking macaws. But there was another pest who did manage to avoid the pack of reporters travelling with him. Nate retweeted it, writing, "Is there any particular reason to assume Biden is competent to be president right now? It's a very difficult job. It's a dangerous world. Extremely high-stakes decisions in Ukraine. He should resign and let Harris serve out the last 2 months." According to Joe Biden's former press secretary, Jen Psaki, who is now an MSNBC host, there is no clear leader in the party.
Look, I think Democrats are in the wilderness, as you just said before. There is no clear leader of the party. Joe Biden is going to be out of office shortly. Kamala Harris just lost the election. There are a lot of governors and other people who might emerge, maybe people we don't know about yet. Right. But there is no clear leader of the party right now.
Another clip with Jen Psaki went viral this week of Katie Couric admitting that she just wished Kamala Harris could answer the question more when she was on the campaign trail.
I also felt that, and again, I think she really did well in so many areas, and but I was frustrated by her inability to really succinctly answer questions at times, Jen, and to kind of, like, if she was asked about changing the Supreme Court at that CNN town hall, she had an opportunity to talk about ethics and what, Alito and Clarence Thomas were doing. And she answered like in one sentence and then like went on to something that had nothing to do with the question.
And it's reportedly tense times over at MSNBC after Morning Joe co-hosts Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough met with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago last weekend. According to Fox News Digital, an employee told the publication that meeting with Trump was cowardice and disgusting, but frankly unsurprising. The co-hosts had told their viewers that they wanted to stop just talking about Trump and talk to him. But this rattled the left-wing network employees, where they reportedly told Fox that journalists don't need access to their subjects to hold them to account. None of it is believable. The obvious answer is believable. They are opportunists. Talk show host Jimmy Kimmel is a known Trump critic and wasn't too happy with Sylvester Stallone's decision to call Donald Trump the second George Washington. He poked fun at the actor.
I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all. George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference there.
But according to a recent poll about decision-making when it came to the November 5 election, celebrity endorsements aren't too persuasive. We saw both the Democratic and Republican Party rely on their endorsements from big Hollywood names in their campaigns, especially the Democrats, who rolled out Beyonce, Oprah and Eminem, to name just a few. But the poll found that 29% of respondents used discussions with family and friends to make their election decision, 26% say news stories, 13% say party nominations and recommendations, and then all the way down the bottom on 1% is celebrity endorsements. So it might be time to rethink these campaign strategies. Now, the loss for Kamala Harris has been difficult for many women, not just in America, but around the world, who want to see a female in the White House. But according to Bill Clinton, a woman representing the Republican Party may be more likely.
Well, I think all these cultural battles we're fighting make it harder in some ways for a woman to win.
So you think it has more to do with party than gender?
No. Although I think it would probably be easier for a conservative Republican woman to win.